Hello and welcome to AntipoDnD, a show in which a bunch of Australians play Dungeons & Dragons in a setting partly inspired by prehistoric Australia and New Zealand. I am David, I am the Dungeon Master for this show. I am joined as ever by Kynwyn, Doug, April and Zindy, who are, well, their heroes have just emerged from a long, exciting adventure in the FeyWild. They were sent into a hole in the ground in their city of Providence in order to find some missing locals, including Herden Silverfin, the cleric of Desmina. And they found much more than they bargained for. They met an enclave of Fey beings looking to live free of the wiles of the summer and winter courts of the Fae. They were attacked by a tree. They dealt with a hag. They flew on a fairy wyvern piloted by a possum person. They found a blood lake. They birthed a god. Well, kind of. They found a metal city where Orsi discovered his presumed dead aunt and uncle were in fact alive but petrified, and they managed to restore his aunt and uncle to fleshy goodness. And having now achieved a great many things, they have finally returned to the city of Providence. However, they knew a warning from the Lord and Lady of Rathcroon, and they knew that there was a possibility that time would have passed at a different flow, at a different rate to what they experienced in the FeyWild. And so it's with some trepidation that they step through the portal, the way, the underground tunnel that leads back from FeyWild to the city of Providence. And so what you all experience, so it's the four of you plus Orsi's aunt and uncle, plus Dasha Undraig, the mote, the fragment of the ancient god, now in the newly formed body of a child drow, a roughly 12, 13-year-old girl. And so you go through this crystalline tunnel, which suddenly transitions to solid rock. It looks like sandstone as you find yourself in a rough cave, which you remember coming down when you first travelled this way, except it then turned into a river of dreams with glowing water that whispered. In this case, there's no river, there's no diversion, there's no trip to the citadel of dreams. But after you step through, it seems to be exactly as you left it this side. It is, of course, quite dark. You're near the area where you fought the black puddings some time ago.
I was gonna say, how pudding is it here at the moment?
Give me a perception check, please. With disadvantage for Morzol. Oh, dark vision?
He's got that.
He's got dark vision, though the range is limited.
Yeah.
I'll say disadvantage anyway, because black puddings are black.
All right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let me see. Disadvantage. That's deception that I clicked, not perception. Let's.
Slightly different skill.
Yeah, I think deception would be I can't see you, you can't see me, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're getting a lot of Hitchhiker's references in tonight.
I mean, we should all have a towel. All right, so that's an 11. The other one was a 13, which would have been nice.
I have to say, Morzod does strike me as a kind of character who would very much feel the need to carry a towel.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Morzod certainly does not see any black puddings in
Right.
this cavernous space. It all seems perfectly dark and innocent.
Hmm.
Um, and
Probably not genre savvy enough to be looking up.
Uncle Niran says to Orsi, this doesn't look quite what I was imagining when you said there was a city here.
Oh, right. No, this is the hole that the god made when she exploded. Remember? I told you about that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So hopefully, we haven't been gone too long. You've been gone for a while, but I don't know how long we've been gone for.
I see.
Hopefully, our rope's still there.
Well,
Oh, that's a thought.
lead on. I obviously have no idea where I'm going now.
That's all
What
right.
that-
We don't really either.
No. Watch out for black puddings. They ate Warzord's armor last time, I think.
My poor bloody skillet. I mean, I've got a
Oh,
better
yeah.
one now, but my poor bloody skillet.
Skillet
trying not
OG.
Try not to talk about it, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, Dags will scamper ahead whilst looking around,
Okay.
Glow is also going to keep her eyes out for scaries.
scouting for danger.
Are you
Okay.
looking up? Please look up. Valve
She is
training.
looking up with her
Yeah.
goggles on.
That is, of course, a perception check, please.
With advantage, or does it equal out?
Check the description. I can't remember whether the goggles actually let you see in the dark. I don't think they do.
I do have dark vision up to 60
Cool.
feet.
Okay, I'll just make it a normal roll.
Okay. It's a 10.
Okay.
Okay, let's see what Glow gets. Much better. 18 plus 2, so
I mean,
20.
really, if we're looking around, we should be able to see it by its health
Hmm.
bar, right?
She has dark vision out to 120 feet, I believe, as an owl.
Cool. Okay. Dagmar sees nothing. Glow does a quick circuit around the cave and then lands on Orsi's shoulder and looks at Orsi and just gives a very reassuring little fluff and shake. Arouse.
Right, I think we're
Dirty
good.
thumbs up.
I remember when I was excited to be in a cave again. And now I just want to leave it forever.
As I guess we're sort of finding our bearings, how's Dasha going, being on a new plane?
Give me an insight check as you look at Dasha.
Ooh, that is a 10.
10.
God, we are rolling beautifully today.
It's a high rolling day.
As long as
Yeah.
we're rolling badly in the safe cave.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking that. And I'm just going the aircon is fierce tonight. I'm just gonna reach over here and find a score.
So how's
She-
Dasha looking with that big 10?
Yeah, she
Mhm.
has a look of. She seems to be concentrating, or either concentrating on something or distracted by something.
Cool. I'll ask how she's doing. Dasha, you okay?
Yes. There was Can you also give me a perception check, please? Probably with disadvantage because you're looking at a dark elf in the dark.
Yes, and I do not have dark vision. So
Buddy.
You're like squinting into the space that she is not standing.
that is a 20 and a 12 for a total of, as soon as that die clears, I can actually read what I rolled, 19.
90. That is damn good
Mhm.
for disadvantage. One thing you notice is that
can't see shit, Captain.
she actually appears slightly taller than she was.
They grow up so fast.
And she says, I've remembered some things.
Wonderful. Do you want to... I would imagine a cave is not necessarily the best place to talk about that. Do you want to talk about it later?
I think I need to think about them first. Thank you for asking.
Of course. Wonderful. Well, shall we go on? We need to find you. Well, we'll get you settled. I guess we should talk to Ezid as well at
We
some
have-
stage.
We got a lot of things to do.
Who's
Should we
gonna
drop-
ask what kind of awkward it was?
Oh, from his
What do you-
message. Awkward timing.
No.
Oh, Yeah,
I
look,
mean, I
Bubble
kind of
bath?
want to know, but also like,
I
if
mean,
it's
look,
really
Rosal,
awkward.
you're the least confronting of us all. If you ask him, I bet he'd answer.
can we stop by a salon first? Because I have some stuff I need to take care of
Well,
before we
let's.
go look at Izard.
As you come to the bottom of the shaft at the end of this cavern, two things. First of all, you can just see the rope is still there.
Oh, thank God.
You can also see there isn't any sunlight falling through.
Does that mean it's like nighttime or that the world has ended a little bit?
Yeah,
Someone's
either
put
one
a
should do
lid.
both.
Someone's put a lid on the hole.
Oh,
Give me a perception check, please, Dagmar, for nighttime or apocalypse.
While she's pondering, can I send Glow up? Is there a lid?
Sure. Glow
I want to
goes
see what
on.
Dagmar thinks first.
Yeah.
I want to see what Dagmar thinks first.
11.
11. It's
And that's with a +7.
it's dark
Might
up
be the
there.
apocalypse.
I don't know, Dagmar.
Could be the end of the world. Glow happily flies up. Doesn't need to make a perception check. Flies right up out of the shaft. Can see it's nighttime.
Oh.
Yeah, it's. End of the world, Dagmar. It's all gone.
What? Really?
Yep, all of it. Yeah, sorry.
Even my money?
Your money, my money, it's all gone, Dagmar. End of the world.
Surprising, since I
that.
was pretty sure she was carrying her money with her.
A bit.
all of
There's
it.
still some very valuable little rocks I left in my bedroom.
True.
All right. It's nighttime. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Ah. Okay.
Hey, the salons are closed, but as long as you keep your hat on and it's dark,
I have some extra dye at home. It's fine.
yeah. Where should
No
we?
one look. No
Wonderful.
one look at my face.
Okay.
So common ground
Maybe. I think we should go there first. Yeah.
then? Hmm.
Auntie and Uncle, we're going to take you to where we've been staying.
Okay.
Orsie's room is really nice.
Thanks.
I'm not going to get you to roll to climb the rope because I assume you're all going to be basically helping each other. And as
Taking
you
it nice and easy.
climb up and eventually pull yourselves up into the crater, which appeared when the rage of the power of Desmina manifested, you can see it is indeed nighttime. Other than that, at first glance, it looks much the same as you saw it last time.
Still a crater.
Now,
They haven't had time to get their shit together then.
now for
It's
some of
still
you,
roped
Fine.
off.
for some of you, it has been quite some time since you saw this
Mhm.
place.
Yes. Yes. No, not enough time to fix the hole. But I mean, city bureaucracies. That could mean we've been gone for years.
Yeah, right. Like they can't even fill the potholes out the front of the orphanage.
I mean,
They're
it
going to
could-
do with a hot crater.
I mean,
We
years
did
it
take
could
their
be a pothole in the
councilman.
Blue Mountains.
They
Now
might
they're
have the NBN
down.
by now.
I doubt it. Don't.
Mm.
Yeah. National.
Bandicoot.
I was trying to think of a wizard pun, but it just went away.
The temperature is slightly cooler than it was in the FeyWild. It's not uncomfortably cold, but it's actually the first time you've been in an environment that wasn't FeyWild temperature for a while.
Holy shit, that's weather.
Yeah, it's also the
Oh.
first time you've seen a sky that wasn't in
Mhm.
perpetual sunset for quite some time.
Kind of missed the
Oh.
breeze.
Yeah, I really
Hmm.
missed being on the material plane. I know why my ancestors left.
Yeah, clouds don't eat you here.
Not that we know of.
Oh, what? No, don't say that.
Oh, we haven't gone
so
up there
far-
yet, Dagmar.
So far, they
Oh.
hasn't.
So
I mean, there was
far.
that one storm that tried to eat us, right?
That was a giant fucked up fish, and you know it.
Yeah, but it had storm clouds with it.
Oh, true.
And we saw that great big bird. There's probably like other things
Clouds
up in the
associated
sky
with
like
that.
that. Yeah.
Oh, guys, don't forget we have to tell the wife that the husband's been eaten by a tree or whatever.
Oh,
Wait, what?
God,
Well,
I
he's not.
forgot about
Well, oh,
him.
actually, no. Yeah,
Remember?
the father did.
Son
y-
got out.
yeah.
So they
Dad
sent
didn't.
us to find 2 people, and one's dead, and one was like, "I'm gonna stay, thanks."
Yeah, we found 2 more and a baby god. Even trade.
Are we telling people about that?
Let's keep that on the down low, shall we?
Is he
Unless
still gonna
Dasha, do you
pay
want
us?
to appear in all of your glory, like the moment you step out from the Feywild? I suspect you want a
We're in
moment
the-
to find your bearings.
We're in a hole. No one's listening.
Dasha says, it might be best not to tell anyone unless you really trust them.
You probably want to at least have a bath before any of that.
Well, I don't know. I've only had this body for a few days.
got-
Buddy,
we
you
got-
need to bathe like 5 times a day if you are able to. It's very
We've
pleasant.
got hot baths at the common grounds. They're very nice.
Perfumed waters.
I see.
The body is made of dirt, though, so is that going to be a problem if you step in the water?
Oh no, it
Hmm.
was dirt, but it's not now. You know, have a look.
That's
She's
true.
not made of dirt.
This is true.
I have to say, so Nessa Clathy taught me about food and sleep and other business, but I still have things to learn.
I forgot. Is it only Morzord who knows the gods are mortal in these forms?
Well,
I think it's still just Morzord who knows they're mortal.
yeah, capable of hangovers.
Could be killed mortal.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay,
You've-
just double
I
checking.
think you've all probably gathered by now that they're
Not that divine. I think we
having
figured that
they're
out,
having
but-
to deal with the mundane aspects of existence that they didn't have to deal with when they were all powerful.
Which is why they're all so bitchy.
I mean, to be fair, if you never had hangovers before and then you developed a susceptibility to them, I would be upsetty.
Okay, did we climb out of the hole? Are we ready? Are we
Let's
going?
do it. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, where are you going?
Common ground. Common ground.
Up.
Common ground, I think.
Common ground.
Yeah.
Common ground. Okay.
Should I send Ethan a message while we...
I mean, he's probably asleep. We can catch him tomorrow.
Hey, what time is it? Is it like night, or is it like evening night, or is it like morning night?
Are we able to tell?
It is hard to tell. It is past. It is past sunset, so it could be at this point any time from evening until early morning.
Can we see? Are we out of the hole?
You are out of the hole.
Can we see anyone?
Okay, as you start sort of walking down the street towards common ground, you can see a few people passing, walking down the street. You can see a few lanterns through windows and so forth. So you're starting to get the impression it's mid to late evening. It's not
People are still awake.
the middle of the night.
He's a wizard. He's definitely still awake if we want to send him a message.
He's probably at that trendy little pub by the
Oh, the
place.
Unibar? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think he'd be at that one, or whether he's a sort of fellow to have, like, just his own whiskey and what?
Oh, he probably has
Or
like
is he
a
down at the
fancy
docks?
crystal decanter in his. Oh, what?
Strikes me as a down at the docks, drinking in one of the taverns there kind of
I
guy,
thought you
right?
said dead at the docks. I was like, plot
I mean,
twist.
potentially
Wow.
that too, but he did
I
message
was-
back, right?
Doug, stop reading my
Yeah.
notes.
I was thinking more with Dagmar. I really did think he was more like a crystal decanter brandy man in his own study, but who knows?
That would have been my guess.
How do we get invited to that?
Oof.
Rescue
I
a
do
priest
need
from
a
the
drink.
Feywilds, I'm sure.
Let's pick
Well, we
up
didn't
some...
do that, did we?
No, we
No.
didn't. So invite revoked.
Shit. Let's pick up some beer and go home.
Sure. Should have put Silverfin in the fucking amulet. Bring him back.
Are we going to stop to get alcohol and then go back, or are we just going to go straight back? What are we doing?
Hang
I
on.
mean, there's beer on the way.
Map-wise, is there somewhere that we can get some beer on the way back?
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
there's the tavern next door, right?
yeah, Snowdrift Inn is on the way
Absolutely.
to common ground.
Well, in that case, I'm absolutely on board with that. Mozart is definitely up for getting some beers.
Then like the tavern next to the orphanage. That's not very good.
Yep.
Hold on,
It's
can I
not
borrow-
direct. It's not directly next to it. If you're looking at the map, Common ground is here, and the inn is here, so it's facing onto the
it's
street.
it's like a block away.
Yeah.
Eh.
Remember
Hey,
the
hey, Mozart, can I borrow that bandana you whip out anytime it gets stinky or spory?
I mean, yeah, if you want.
Thank you. I'm
Do
gonna
we-
tie it over my
Plus it's
beard.
out of the
Oh, you look like a little bandit.
Yeah.
go and
This
get
is the
bandit
look I
mode.
might try out in our next performance.
Uncle Niren, Aunt, did you want to go to a tavern to go?
say, sure, yeah. Oh,
Is it all else who don't drink, or is it just you, Ozzy?
and your aunt says, I wouldn't mind eating something.
Yeah, it's just me. It's just me. Mozart.
Wonderful.
Oh.
Uh,
Alright.
Dasha, do you want to go somewhere full of people to start with?
I mean,
Well,
we can get it to
we
go.
can- Yeah,
We
we
can
can
go, we
step
can
in
go.
and
I
get
mean,
something to take with us.
Well, more, Dasha, do you want to come into a tavern and see what it looks like,
Mhm.
or do you want to go straight to where you're probably going to be staying?
And she says, I think I want to see where we're staying first.
Okay, well, I will take Dasha down towards common ground. Surprise
Connie
me.
knows we're coming. Connie knows we're coming. So
Yes.
Allegedly.
Yes. Get me something.
Surprising.
Surprise me.
Yeah. Alright.
And I will walk Dasha down to common ground.
Okay.
Cool. We should get him the worst shit on the menu.
oh, absolutely.
What my friends do when I tell them that in real life, it's always just the worst.
Picklebacks.
I hope you like
Picklebacks.
entrails.
It's
I'm,
a shame we can't get Boren's bevies over here.
I'm
I'm
going to say it's haggis.
Yes. Although, not bad.
Well, we were talking about drinks, right?
I mean, yeah, I
more
thought
I'm
he was
thinking
asking
drinks.
for
Surprise me with
drinks.
Picklebacks.
Yeah.
It's a haggis and a cup of blended haggis. No.
Haggis juice. Haggis and haggis juice.
Yours.
Perfect.
It's probably just like moonshine or something.
Yeah,
Some,
I'm
like,
gonna be-
What's wrong with you
really-
guys?
I mean, honestly,
Like haggis homebrew.
I don't know what the worst booze at a tavern would be. This is outside. This is beyond my ken.
Okay, yeah, so it's haggis homebrew because it is beer that was brewed in a sheep's stomach.
In the sheep's stomach, yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Perfect.
We go to
Metallicas
the
will
haggis
love it.
special. Yeah.
Does that imply that there's kind of fantasy Scotland?
Surely.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is Fantasy Australia, there's got to be Fantasy Scotland.
I suppose
And
that's
it's like,
fair.
nearby because
Yeah.
we are spiritual cousins.
Well,
Mm.
as part of the cataclysm, all of these cultures were thrust together. So whereas there might have been a fantasy Scotland, it's now more like there are people who are the descendants of fantasy Scots.
Yeah.
And,
Just
yeah.
like Australia.
Yeah, and keep some of them like to keep certain traditions going.
All right.
Mhm.
Cool.
Right,
Sheep
to the
stomach
to the
roll.
to the tavern real quick, grab stuff and then leave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ozod's gonna go for like just real classic. He's gonna get ale. Probably gonna get some mead for Viddy.
Ozzy would like to speak to the bartender, please.
Yep. So it's Set, the owl Aarakocra, who I guess we could just
Yeah.
call him an Owlin.
Alan.
now.
Yeah.
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 I always liked Alacocra better.
That is a pretty good.
Set. Was it?
yes, hello.
Hi. I don't know if you remember us. We kick around a lot
Oh,
here.
of course, yes. You're staying
Year
just
is it?
you're
Wait.
staying just over at Common
Sorry.
Ground.
Yeah, yeah. What was that? What?
What year is it? What day is
Shut
it?
up! I'm asking. What day is it? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh no, that's okay. You might be surprised how many people ask that question when coming to this town.
That's us.
It is. This is David double checking. It is the 13th day of Dismena in the year 782 post cataclysm.
You are fucking kidding me.
The day we left.
It's the day you left.
You cheeky fucker.
I rolled.
Oh.
I rolled days in the FeyWild become hours on the other side.
Right. Wow. Oh. Huh. Wow. That Terracus isn't gonna believe that. We get back.
He says,
Uh,
"Okay, Would you
Thanks.
like to have something to convince him?
Hey, Mozor, you can order.
Get him something gnarly.
Yeah, what's the
Today's
worst thing on
newspaper.
the menu? Yeah. What's
Is
the
it-
worst thing on the menu?
Is there a
What's the-
newspaper?
Is there a town-
does,
is there a town
Providence
crier?
have a rag?
Hear ye, hear ye.
Actually, Set points over at the bulletin board and says,
Hmm.
"Oh well, one of those is a fresh one of those is posted today, and it's another Dagmar wanted poster."
Yay!
Oh, would you mind if we took that for a souvenir for our friend?
Ossie's
Um,
gonna put a gold coin on the counter and just slide it across.
He looks at the gold coin and says, "Be my guest.
Thank you.
I'll
and
listen.
Dagmar is going to whip it down.
Oh man.
I will assume that you are mercenaries who are taking the job."
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh
That's
yes,
us.
definitely. We do that.
All the time. Yeah.
Like we're not
Just
even
can-
lying. We just sound like it.
No.
I'm sure they'll find her.
All right. Yeah.
He,
Anyway.
he says, "I do not know whether you are lying. I do not care."
I
We
like
like
this
it.
our guy.
Best
Fantastic.
bartender.
Yeah.
Can I have one ale, please, and a big thing of chicken to go?
Ale, easy. Chicken, can you wait?
Yes.
Okay, chicken soon.
Yeah, we'll have some extra jugs of ale when you've got the chicken ready.
Will do.
Also, what's the absolute like bottom of the barrel, quite literally, drink that you have? Like the cheapest, nastiest thing you have.
Well,
Horsey wants the birthday special, I think.
I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know.
That is a matter of opinion, but if it were for you, have you heard of haggis?
Yes. Because I've just decided that dwarves are also Scottish as well.
I mean, they absolutely
Dwarves
are.
are
They're
totally Scottish.
just tiny
Yeah.
Scots. That's absolutely
Oh yes,
what's going on there.
traditional dwarven haggis. Yes.
Tiny German Scots. Yes.
So there are some dwarves who have decided that it is a good idea to brew beer in sheep's stomachs.
I
Disgusting.
will
We'll
take
one.
two.
Oh,
Nice.
2.
Yeah.
Reminds me of
Excellent.
home.
And
That
if
is-
you have any kombucha, I'll take that.
This is David asking, what is kombucha?
Like
Uh,
fermented tea.
Fermented tea, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
bubbly fermented tea.
If there's
But it's actually pretty ancient, I think. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's,
kombucha's heaps old. Yeah.
yeah, it's just the hipsters that have dug it up.
I'd say he would actually have it. Have something
Yeah.
like it or something approximating what Orsi is looking for.
Yeah, butcher
Probably
spiritual or
also
something.
fermented in a sheep's stomach.
Oh,
don't-
you do it in glass.
Don't tell him that. Auntie, uncle, do you want anything?
And Aunt Niran says, "Oh, honestly, it smells quite good in here.
He sounds like a gin and tonic kind of lady. Just throwing it out there.
So it's
Oh
been,
yeah, she's fancy. Yeah.
I gather it's been 20 years since we were here.
Yeah, 26.
26 years. Well,
Nobody's counting.
No.
No.
I would just like whatever is the local specialty.
What is the local specialty?
And
Yeah, Morzod should know that, but I don't have any notes.
and Set immediately prepares. It's actually, I think it's going to be a platter of seafood because it's a coastal.
Ceviche, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's going to be it's going to be probably oysters, prawns, shrimp.
Get some shrimp.
Other thing, seafood's not really my thing anyway, either. So, but I know
There will
those.
be several mollusks and some crustaceans arranged
Yes.
very
Yes,
aesthetically. with
crustaceans,
some ice
crayfish.
and
There will
lemon.
be.
Abalone, very
yeah.
fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Balmain
Okay.
bugs or Providence bugs or whatever.
Fried,
Yeah.
fried scallops,
Oh,
yo.
bugs.
Not
So
many
fun.
actual fish.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Secrets.
It's the worst
Yeah.
part of seafood.
I assume paired with a lovely white wine from up the river a bit.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Love-
sure. And And
Gosh,
and he might even mention that yes, there's been a greater demand for locally produced seafood since Golden Ford went dark.
Oh.
Yeah, fair. Oh,
Well,
it
at
wasn't
least
our.
we
It
helped
wasn't.
the economy.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't our fault. We didn't do anything,
well,
right?
he's only found it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
it
it
wasn't
wasn't like
played elaborately for us, but
She
like we
did
didn't
kill
do
the
it.
entire population just to kind of get at Patericus. So
I mean, that's on him.
it's not
frankly.
our fault. It's not
So
our fault,
as you're saying this, Set is off the side doing some preparation, but you do see his little owl ears prick up at that. He's trying to look like he's not listening, but he is being the
He's cool. He's
he is
cool.
being the tavern owner who is ready to dish out rumors to other adventurers.
Good.
We are so going to become the villains that some adventurers are going to track down.
Yeah. All right. We've got our ceviche. We have our drinks.
Oh, wait, we
Ready to
also
go?
we need chicken. We need a couple of haggises and whatever Morzod wants, and then just like chuck it all in a big sack.
I'm not sure you should treat haggis like that. I feel like that would be kind of unwise.
I think it's just a
It's a
beer
big sack.
brewed in the
No,
sheep's stomach.
I'm pretty sure that she was buying an actual haggis as well.
We're
wasn't she?
also getting haggis.
Yeah,
Yes,
haggis,
we're
haggis
getting
smoothie.
haggis the drink and haggis the food, and then we're going
Well,
to
they
take
did
it to
name
go.
them. They named them the same thing. It's very confusing.
I will say that because you're buying a few exotic things, this is all going to come to probably about a gold total.
That's fine. We're just very happy to be eating robust food that isn't prepared by dainty
And-
creatures.
Though
I'm not. I'd prefer the
Other
dainty
than
creatures. If you have to throw a
anything.
salad in, yeah.
though Niran and Farron insist on paying for their own food, at the very least, they will not let you pay for their meals. They
Do you have any money?
They do have their coin.
So
They were
okay.
petrified with their coin.
All right. Well, I'm not here to argue.
And they, yeah, and you get the impression they're sort of thinking, we really don't know. They really don't know how to repay you for, saving their lives. Even that part's a bit complicated because you didn't exactly stop them from dying. You just you brought them back to existence after not existing for a while.
All right. We can talk about it later.
So,
You should
meanwhile,
start with a lot of hugs.
we've had plenty of time now for Vatericus and Dasha Undraig to return to common ground. So, as you enter, it is late enough that the kids are all inside. Probably the youngest ones have already gone to bed. The garden with its various flowers and fruit and vegetables is largely deserted at the moment.
Wonderful. So I guess as we walk in, I'll just be sort of somewhat explaining the rules for common ground. So it's an orphanage and a bit of a bunkhouse. Dasha, you and I should probably have a chat to Connie if we can find her before the evening gets too much later. But this is their vegetable garden. It's, I guess, kind of like the flower beds that were over in Rathcrunan, but smaller, and like the only example of this that you're probably going to find here in the city.
How much have you told Dasha about Connie?
I feel like I had a brief chat about her on the way down. I don't think I've revealed that she has the power of Desmina specifically, because I don't necessarily want to betray Connie's trust that way. But more as this has been a safe place for years, and so far as I'm concerned, will continue to be a safe place. So far as, I assume and am able to make it.
Okay. Cool. So if you look around in the I'm going to move you over to common ground. And you should all be able to freely navigate between the map of Providence and common ground. I think I set that all up properly in Foundry.
Oh, look at our bedrooms.
Yes.
Right, it's been so long.
They're cute.
So you managed to find Connie in the big sort of tower, the main
Mhm.
area where Nexa would regularly be found, and Connie has sort of taken over her quarters for the time being. And she is, it looks like she's actually she's looking at a big ledger, like a business ledger. And she will actually hear you approach and look up, and then slam the book shut with a really loud then stand up, give you a furious glare, and just throw her arms, shrug her shoulders, throw her arms up, and, look at you.
Wonderful. I will really brokenly sign, because I'm still learning common sign language. A quick, hello, how are you? Sorry I'm late. I've been in the FeyWild.
Give me
What's the sign language for FeyWild?
Give me
I'm sure I'd spell it first.
Let's just make this
Butterfly, yeah.
a straight up
Yeah.
intelligence check to see how much of your sign lessons you remember.
I will have been talking in between as well, but the intelligence check is an 11.
Okay. So the signage is not entirely accurate. The good news is that she can actually hear you.
Mm-hmm.
And so she signs back. And give me another intelligence check to try and understand what she's saying back.
4.
Okay.
You are very tired.
You don't really... It's all a bit fast and a bit frantic. And
please sign slower.
Yeah, stop yelling.
And with that, Dasha Undrag actually steps forward. And I'll assume you've told Dasha that Connie can't speak.
Yeah, I would have given her all of the like commonly known information about Connie, but not any of the god information about Connie.
Yeah, okay. So Dasha Undrag steps forward and sort of holds up a hand gently and says, Connie, may I... Then she goes quiet. And a moment seems to pass between the two of them as they just look at each other. And after this moment of silence, Dasha looks back at you, Vitericus, and says, she says, it sounded like you were going to be gone for a long time, and she was really worried, but now you're suddenly back. And Connie nods her head furiously.
Yes, I thought we were gone for a long time. As far as I'm concerned, it's been like 2 and a bit months. That's a lie. Vitericus is bad with any sort of significant amounts of dates. It's been about a month and like a month and a week, a month and 4 days, or whatever it was. As far as Vitericus is concerned, she's like, I've been gone a super long time. Turns out that hasn't been super long over here.
Connie signs something to Dasha, who then turns to you and says, she says she got your message an hour ago.
Oh, splendid. Well, I'm glad you got it. I had been gone for some time by then. Sorry?
Connie, just throws her hands up in exasperation. And
entirely
then,
fair.
Signs.
In the meantime, this is Dasha.
She then signs something that you are able to interpret as "not again" or "don't again."
I'm not planning to. Yes. It's been a thing. We can debrief if you like, but a lot has happened. The others are here as well. They're just getting some food on the way back. But they will be back with Orsie's aunt and uncle. Actually, we found them in the FeyWilds. It's been a thing.
So Connie says, signs something, and you are able to interpret something along the lines of more people here.
Temporarily, in the case of Wassie's aunt and uncle, I assume they're going to want to go home or go to the Coruscant Academy or something like that. They just need a bed for the night. Dasha here, meanwhile, I am, well, that's entirely up to you, Dasha, but I would expect you might stay here for a longer period of time until you find your feet a little more.
Connie
in the
looks
world.
at Dasha, gives her a curious look, and Dasha says back, yeah, we haven't been properly introduced. And she looks back at you, Vitericus, and says, could you actually give us a moment, please?
Of course. And I'll step outside and sort of potter around in the garden.
Cool. And yeah, so you leave the two of them in what becomes a silent conversation. And by the time
Dangerous, the two young girls getting along that well.
By the time the rest of you get back, Vitericus is still pottering around the garden.
Look, he got kicked out.
What is that smell?
Ooh, we brought
Reminds
you
me-
food.
Reminds me of my days as a Harrispex in one of those, in one of the minor Escalgren courts.
Well, that's
that-
specific.
Sheep guts?
No.
It's a shame. I got rather a taste for haggis at some point.
Question.
I'm gonna whip out my my Dagmar poster and be like, "Look, I got one."
Hey,
I do have a
that's cool.
question. Does
I
Dagmar
paid for that.
know that Vitericus has been in or through Escalgria?
Remind me of what that is.
That is the dwarven city that was utterly that was invaded by the Drow when they came to the surface, and is now owned by the Drow, and all of the dwarves there are either slaughtered or enslaved.
We've not discussed that.
So it's up to you whether that registers in Dagmar's head when Vitericus mentions Escal.
I think she's probably too focused on the fact that she has a poster and she has a sack full of haggis.
Cool.
That's
that is entirely in character.
Mhm.
We got a seafood platter too.
Also good, but haggis is great.
Yeah, have you seen? Look at the date on this poster as well. This is the main reason I got it, but also
Yes, no, Connie has already torn me a new one for messaging her like an hour ago to say that we'd be gone for a while.
yeah.
Oh, it only got there an hour ago?
Yeah.
So Izod could still be in his awkward situation.
Oh, he could still be in the bath.
We
Absolutely.
should definitely go visit him
100%.
soon. Dasha and Connie are in the middle of a conversation that they don't want other people around for. So I'm
Cool.
out here in the garden. In the meantime, give me the haggis. Break it open.
Yeah,
Let's go.
we should throw down and have a picnic in the garden.
I mean, don't
Yeah,
we
so-
just stay? We stay literally right over there. Why don't we just go in?
Oh yeah, I guess that could also happen.
You have a common room with dining,
Literally a
with
kitchen
a
table.
table and chairs, and
Yeah, but
the things
Ah.
people normally do. When
Go
they're
inside like a bunch of normies.
no, Morzod, give me a hand. Let's take the table outside. Let's eat out here.
Yes, yes.
Cool, is
Oh,
it?
no.
I thought elves were all about starlight and shit.
You're making a lot of assumptions.
Yeah.
Usually at like the top of a wizard's tower, waited on by magic servants or whatever. Not in the middle of a vegetable patch.
Mordor's
any-
magic.
You got any magic servants?
Not yet.
There'd be spells for that, for sure.
He's got
There's
walking.
absolutely spells for that.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I've got you. My aunt and uncle have been in stone for the past 26 years. Can they have a seat at a table inside of a warm kitchen,
Fine,
please?
Let's go inside.
Cool. We'll
Alright.
have like a nighttime picnic another night.
Right?
That'd be pretty nice. I'd like to do that sometime.
Yeah.
As you're discussing this, Dasha Undrag actually walks up to the group of you, and she sort of turns her head back to Connie, who is standing a bit of a distance and looking frustrated. And Dasher looks at Lou and says, Connie wants to remind you that there are children trying to sleep.
Yes, good
Yes.
call.
Sorry.
An
I will.
orphanage.
I've learnt sorry in common sign language, I am sure, by this point. So I'm going to sign a quick sorry.
My drunken roommate stumbling home at 2 in the morning.
And Connie, specifically to you, Videricus, gives you the finger, but you get there is a bit of playfulness behind it.
Yeah,
She's
I'll
yeah.
mock.
She's getting
Yeah.
sassy.
Yeah, with a bit of a smile. So all is well.
right, come
Dasha,
on.
will you be joining us for food? We apparently have quite a selection if you want to try things and see what you like.
She looks through it, picks out a few things that looks nice, and then heads back to Connie.
Okay,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to hang
Uh,
around us either, honestly.
cool. Let me
Cool.
know where you want to end up staying.
She nods as she walks. She doesn't look back. You just see her sort of nod her head as she walks away with the food.
God, she's already teenage girling.
See, this
Growing
is
up
why you
so
should
fast.
always adopt a kid who's already like fully formed and about to move out of home. It's like,
I mean, she came out of him fully formed. What are you talking about?
yeah, it's good.
She's already moved out once, I suppose.
It's the only way to parent.
Can I get let's make it religion checks from Videricus and Morzod, please.
Religion.
Ooh, that is a 2 for a total of 4.
Okay.
Wow,
Videricus is
you're
tired.
rolling today. I mean, I'm -1 on religion, so I'm not going to be terribly great anyway. Morzod did not pay attention in cleric school.
This is why Morzod
Yeah,
and
that's a
Dagmar are
4.
friends.
Yep.
Hey, 2
You
4s.
both got a 4.
We
Yep.
both got a 4. 5
Yeah.
-1.
Yeah. Hard to say. Maybe Dasher is really taking to the rebellious teenager thing. Very quickly.
Certainly seems like it.
I mean, Aussie and Dagmar
Story checks out.
too, so I feel like they're acting like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
Right. Inside, where it's warmer, please.
Yeah, so they're gonna roll back in. Morzod is like he's gonna be looking around like he hasn't seen the place in a really long ass time. Sort of even a little bit of where is all the things, like where taking stock, like isn't it he's not he doesn't remember where the cutlery drawer is and that kind of thing.
Where he left his lizard.
Oh,
Well, no,
fuck,
he's been told that it's only been the same day, so Barry's fine.
Yep.
oh, right.
Yep. You find Barry in the room enjoying the heated rock that Orsi set up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was kind of hyped for it being like having been a longer time and Barry having become friends with all the kids. I thought,
Security lizard, yeah.
yeah, absolutely. That would have been so sweet.
Plenty of
But
time.
also-
Plenty of time.
I mean,
Plenty
you've
of
been
time.
Character
living
development
here.
ahead.
You've been living
Yeah.
here for weeks already, so
Yeah, it's
they're
true.
already.
They
Barry
probably
is
would
already.
be.
Barry
part
is
of the
al-
family.
Yeah, Barry is already the becoming a mascot of
Hmm.
Common Ground.
Perfect.
God, can you imagine his lizard run, claws skittering on the stone?
Right. So,
Dagmar will start a fire.
thank you, Dagmar.
Dagmar burns Common Ground down. No,
She knows how to start a fire.
that's true. Yes.
Arsonist all along.
hmm
Right. So, what's our plan? What do we do?
Mm.
Well, I suppose apart from dinner and getting a good sleep, with
Tomorrow,
actual
specifically.
nighttime and stuff, but we're
I'm so
gonna go
excited
see
for a
Ezid, I
bed.
guess.
What
And
about you?
Yeah.
Dags wants to get what was your hair done?
Oh, sorry, I can do it tonight.
What about you two? Uncle Nero?
And say, well, that's hard to say. I mean, he looks at his wife, who says, "Well, we've found the clouded city.
I found you. That's the reason I came here. I'm kind of done.
Found us now.
And Farron says, I mean, our whole plan for some time now was to try to find the Clouded City, to learn all about it, to learn about its people, and I guess we learned a bit. We could learn more, but she looks at, her husband and she says, I don't think either of us are keen to go back there at the moment. And he says, absolutely not.
No, please don't.
Oh, and we learnt things as well, so we can answer any, some questions you might have.
Yeah.
We spoke to the thing that froze you.
Fractal Prime, or whatever it was called.
Yes, Factotum, whatever, Optimus Prime.
Yep.
Yeah, and Niran says, so what about is I assume that the society still has a presence in Providence?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One tiny little shack, but yes.
Yeah, he's not lying. It's not.
In that case, it sounds like not much has changed then.
Oh, well, there you go then.
I guess we can check in tomorrow, report on our findings.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a bunch of Genolton Empire ruins that have been found. There's heaps of stuff.
Yes, you mentioned those.
Oh, we got to introduce you to our friends Arasa. You're gonna love them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the survivor of the Empire, you said.
Yeah.
And Farron says, yes, please, I would especially since you say she's learned to speak common.
Yeah, she's really good at it. She kind of, they sort of scrambled around in our brains a whole bunch and picked it up pretty quickly.
Oh, no, it's not how we met, but it's why we didn't immediately leave each other upon landing in Providence.
Yeah, we couldn't, physically.
If they are fluent in common, but also still fluent in Genolton, that is... Do you realise how much that will teach us? That is amazing, yes. Please.
Arasa does love to chat.
Very chatty. I mean, we have to go there to the Coruscant Academy tomorrow anyway to see our boss.
Oh, yes.
For lack of a better word.
I'll be very angry if you take me with you then.
All right. Well, that's decided at least. And we've only been gone for a few hours. So.
Yeah,
how nice that must be for you.
I don't know. I feel like we created more problems than we solved when we messaged everyone.
Yeah.
But we ensured money,
strange,
right?
sure.
Like he definitely said
No,
money.
he said we'd be compensated. He never said money.
Handful of health potions and on our way.
Slap on the back and good job. Off you
I hate
go.
working for exposure.
Right? There are so many other places we could sell these artifacts for good hard coin.
Real.
Yeah.
Did we bring it? Oh yeah, we did bring up. Did we bring up back?
Yes, we did. That's what we need to talk about. What are we going to be giving Izud? I've written the list.
Oh my god, yeah, we brought home a whole bag of a screaming head and all this other shit. Sorry.
Now.
Yes, I remember things.
Now,
Well,
right,
we're not
I don't...
giving him the aren't.
We are absolutely not
we're
giving
keeping
Izud Helga.
Helga.
We're keeping Helga. We have the Dread Helm. We have the Spell Gem that none of us can use. And I also have a vial of hag blood.
Oh yeah, what are you
Was
gonna do
that
with that?
blood? Didn't that turn into like snot?
Yeah, but I still have it in
yeah.
a vial.
Hag snot.
And we still have those tubes that we don't know what they are, and I don't want to give them up because they're still petrified.
Yes.
So we need to
They're
go.
probably
surely.
full of spiders.
Malzo, you're a cleric. If you could take it to another cleric to have it restored.
Orsi, you think that identify would probably identify what a petrified object is.
Oh, okay. So that counts as magic, yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to say, hey, it's a hunk of metal. It is.
It's a rock.
Yeah, because identify gives you some of the history of an item as well as what it does.
All right, who's got a bag of holding? Dump them out.
Oh, me.
Yeah, give it to
Don't dump everything out because
Not everything.
Screaming.
Yeah.
Oh,
head.
you just want the tubes?
just the tubes.
Okay. And Dags will upend.
Okay.
While chomping on her chicken.
Nom, nom.
Yeah,
All right.
Yes.
The chicken. No. The tubes.
Identify chicken.
It used to be a chicken.
Oh,
What was its name?
The tubes are sovereign glue and
Oh!
and universal solvent.
You gave us sovereign glue? Okay. This is
What
gonna be
does
fun.
this mean?
Whoa, Dagmar, this is a fun one.
What is it?
You know glue
Yes.
sticks things together, right?
Yes.
Now imagine a glue so strong that no matter what, it's not coming undone.
Oh. Not even by magic?
Maybe a wish spell.
Hmm.
I
I
wish
mean-
I hadn't stuck myself to my self.
That feels like something we shouldn't be around when we're drinking.
Yeah, don't do the thing where you kind of unscrew the tap and get a little bit on your fingers, and then you're like, oh, it's stuck, and your fingers will get stuck together. And I'm not a powerful enough wizard to get that undone.
What if we got a really funny hat and put glue around the brim and then waited for someone to put it on?
They'd have that hat on for the rest of time.
Oh, we should do that.
Now, the other tube is the universal solvent, so I'm pretty sure we could, but
Yeah.
that's less fun.
Your identification
so
will
that
tell you
undoes
that,
it?
that the universal solvent is one of the very few substances that will unstick sovereign glue.
But the person who's putting the hat on doesn't need to know.
So there's probably a good reason why somebody had both of these.
You know, if you were like a shitty person, you could really cause some trouble and rise through the ranks of Providence
Makers.
power with the power of that glue.
With the power of a glue, it's fun. I don't know who's the most irresponsible out of all of them.
I think I will just retcon the description of these to say that they do look like sort of jars or vials rather than tubes. Because I'm looking at the D&D art, and for example, sovereign glue actually specifies it must be coated inside with oil of slipperiness so that the jar
glue
itself
stick.
doesn't get stuck.
I do love that.
Yeah.
Right, who wants to, should we keep them in the bag of holding, or who wants to hang on to them? Dagmar, I feel like I should give these to you.
Oh, thank you.
And actually, I'll get you to, at this point, roll on how much there is. So roll 1d6 for me, please.
All right.
Okay. Who's rolling, me or Aussie?
Oh, well, I gave it to you, so you can roll.
Excellent. Let me find my dice. Stupid phone keeps logging me out. D6?
Yes, please.
Roll. Yeah, I got a 6.
Okay, and it's +1, so that's you have 7 ounces of sovereign glue, and
Is
one
that 7
glue.
uses?
well, 1 ounce can cover a 1 foot square surface. So you've got
That's
a
a
lot.
That's a lot
You
of
have a
glue.
lot of sovereign glue.
And
Oh,
universal
this is-
solvent only dissolves 1 square foot, right? So we can undo one thing we glue together,
And not the other 6?
not the other 6.
Excellent.
We could put the
Um,
panopticon back together.
oh, we could. That's our
Only,
next.
only
next one.
7 square feet of it. But,
Right,
you know,
well,
that's enough for dags.
I can imagine you getting into all sorts of mischief with this, so I'm going to give it to you.
Permanent
Yes.
moustache.
Dags is going to...
Permanent fake moustache.
Can't
Um,
Dags grow her own
Oh,
moustache?
I was thinking of Videricus.
Yes, on someone else.
I already have a moustache and a fake moustache.
And a
Dax
soul
is going to
patch.
put this away with a chuckle.
I mean, it's still
Not in the
steel
bag of
anyway, right?
holding in one of her personal pouches.
Well, we are playing
Don't forget to
characters
put that
with
in your character sheet.
completely
Solvent and
covered.
glue.
in,
Yes.
Right, so we still have the spell gem and the dread helm, and I'll give him a vial of blood. I feel like that's fair enough.
Yeah, that seems fine. We keep
And
Helga
we'll-
and the glue.
We don't tell anyone about Helga. We keep the glue, and also we talk about Silverfin. Ah, maybe we can send
Alright.
someone else to tell, like, the wife that the husband was eaten by a tree.
Yeah, I
Send
don't think
Ezid.
that's our job.
We
I
only
think
had to
Ezid-
find out, didn't we?
Ezid's not really an errand boy.
Well, we
Ezid
report to
can
Ezid.
send
Ezid sends someone.
Yeah.
Micromanager.
Someone who's good at
Undergraduate.
explaining that
Undergraduate.
kind of thing.
Some
Yeah,
sort of undergrad will go. It'll be fine.
Undergraduate work.
Intern.
Yeah.
My lord, my lady, do you want your breathing bubble and cleansing stone back as well?
Oh yeah.
And they say, well, Uncle says, we don't really have much need for the breathing bubble now. That was to help us get under Lake Keldrith.
I mean, water breathing spell is right there, but alright.
And he says, yes, but we don't know that. We can't do that. And your aunt says, "This the cleansing stone. Yes, we'd like that back. That's very useful."
Especially if you've been cutting onions.
Fair.
Wow.
All right. Well, do you want it back petrified? Do you want us to go and find someone to unpetrify it?
She says, "Unpetrified would be preferred. If you know someone who can."
Does a rock still act like a rock if you've made it another rock?
It is metal now rather than the stone that it was before.
Oh, right. Okay, fair. But those anti-onion smell things are metal, though.
Yeah, the steel.
Yeah. Steel soap.
Rubby fingers on the sink.
I'm sure there's some magic inside that is being blocked by being petrified.
Yeah, surely.
That we've got to.
Well, we
address.
can ask Izzard if it's one of the clerics or something, or some of the academy, surely.
Yeah, Sabe, right? Sabe surely has something.
And Chantuist.
Get the interns to practice on that one too.
And then we don't have to announce to the Coruscant Academy that we have some things that we're not going to give them.
Clever.
That was never gonna. I don't know what you're talking about. Screaming head.
And also, you know that the academy and Izzard in particular, they're only interested in things that are, sort of dangerous knowledge that you don't want to fall into the wrong hands.
I think at this point, just like a golden retriever, we bring Izzard. Anything that's like, hey, we found this stick. Because that's the first thing we gave him was the staff, the bug staff. It's like, hey, found a stick.
Please.
Do you want this? We don't. We've kind of got bug PTSD.
Now we found you a helmet, a rock, and some snot in a glass jar. Love you.
Don't ask about the head. We didn't find any heads.
Yeah.
What head? Yeah,
some treats now, please.
The tiara of eternal life. We're just gonna keep that one in the bag of holding.
Look, if she stopped screaming, I'd put her on a shelf.
Well, if we take the tiara off, I'm sure she would stop screaming because she'd probably die.
Yeah, but then she wouldn't be as cool.
Exactly. I don't want to take it off her. I know from what I saw, she's in excruciating pain. But,
but she's very aesthetic.
It was her choice. She's the one who did it. So, when he identified it, did I specifically get the name of that headband, or was it just like the vibe of the head?
You didn't get the name of the headband. You got the vibe of the head and everything. You've probably by now worked out that it is essentially a cursed headband, and remove curse might allow you to remove it from the head, though it won't remove the cursed nature of the object.
Vecna.
I don't know. I think it's just
that on someone, but that would be a real dick move.
I think Aunt Helga's a nice decoration at this point.
Yeah.
If we ever
adds a nice ambience to the bag.
If we ever buy a castle, we can put her in the dungeon.
Ah, that would be so atmospheric.
Real spooky.
Your aunt and uncle are giving each other slightly concerned looks at this point. So saying, Orsi,
Adventure for though?
Orsi, are you okay?
Absolutely not.
Isn't this pretty normal for adventurers?
I don't know many adventurers would keep Aunt Helga.
I don't know about that.
Well, true.
There are certain...
I don't know. We went from 0 to 100 in a real short time.
We
It's
really
true,
did. Honestly,
but
haven't known these guys that long, but
I feel like adventurers would all be a certain type. You just look at someone, you're like, okay, that person has 50 pouches, 3 different weapons, and they're currently like bribing everyone and eyeballing what they can pick up and take without anyone noticing. Like, I think they're adventurers.
well, I don't know when things are happening anymore. I really did think we were going to be going for longer.
Yeah.
Definitely feels like a lot longer.
My friend is supposed to be My friend is supposed to be arriving in a month, but I don't think it's been a month. I think it's been like 3 days.
Yeah, still a while, but that means you can get your flowers and what together, right?
Yeah, you got a lot of flowers.
I did ask Connie when I messaged her, and she kind of seems a little testy right now. I don't really want to ask her. But Terex, you can do it for me.
It's kind of funny
Good.
though. I think she'll come
Good.
around.
I don't think she hates me. I haven't done anything wrong, right? I haven't done anything wrong, have I?
No,
Did
obviously,
message
I've
her to
never
say
done
we'd be
anything
gone for a
wrong.
while, and then we rocked up like an hour later.
I mean, that
I
could
mean,
be
that's
taken as a
reassuring,
while.
if anything.
Right. If we're not dead, she should be thanking me.
Anyone who wants to can give me an insight check to get a sense of what's going through Connie's mind.
Sure. Insight. +2. Let's do
that
it.
is a nat 20 for a 27.
Okay.
I'm
3.
not rolling. I'm
I
not
rolled a
rolling that.
1.
Morzod does
1.
not pretend to know what teenage girls think.
Yeah.
He's just not.
Vitericus
Dags is one.
has a revelation. This kid, 14 years old, suddenly found herself thinking she's going to have to run this entire orphanage all on her own, including the stuff about making sure there's enough food for the kids, making sure there's thinking about actually adoptions, assessing who's good to adopt a kid and so forth. And she was going, oh no, this is my life now.
He's had a really intense 30 minutes.
And the mentor, the mentors, the guides, the friends who are going to help me adjust to this have disappeared, and I might not see them for a very long time. And she almost feels like there's been a practical joke played on her, and she is angry, but angry because it in part helped her realize how much you lot mean to her.
No.
Yeah.
But yes, understandable.
I mean, the city is being irresponsible. Like, surely they would have noticed that the governess of the orphanage isn't around anymore, and they would have sent, a responsible adult to become the new governess.
Yeah,
But
she
no.
looks like a.
I mean, why? We're here.
Yeah, none of us are accountants. My parents have like 5 accountants. and I could
Exactly.
not
Like
do
we
any
have
of that shit.
a whole crew of people who do our books for us back home.
Books?
You have what?
Yeah.
Like for librarians. Or...
Ledgers and
Yeah,
stuff,
for like spending and stuff.
Ledgers, tax, things like that.
You
It's
gotta
just
run
the
a
money in your
household.
pocket.
You what?
And that you can either afford the thing you want or you can't. Like, this is not hard.
See, this is why
different
Connie
backgrounds.
needs an accountant.
Exactly, and not us bumblefucks.
Maybe we can
Correct.
find one.
We should hire one.
I said we should get a governess. That's what this place needs.
Yeah.
Or a
How do you
governor.
find one of them?
I don't know. I don't know any adults.
Put up a sign. I don't know how people get hired. It's all word of mouth through my line of work.
Yeah, we just marry into jobs.
Exactly. Usually we just get born and it's like, you're going to be that, and then you're that.
That's super sad and boring.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to train Connie to lie.
I don't know if that's gonna like.
That'll keep
you
it
know what?
going for a while.
You do you.
This
Don't you
is
think-
weird.
Has
This is
no
weird.
one in the city like
He says to our resident aunt, Morzod's just watching all of this. He goes, "This is weird."
and
And it's weird.
and she says, and it's actually the least weird thing I've seen since coming back.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, Dags
Still
is going
weird.
to look to the 2 actual adults in the room because she by no means considers Vitericus or Morzod like adults.
Morzod is at most the big brother. And it's
Like- You two have definitely played tax before. Like, what do you think we should do about this?
I suppose they have had the common ground thing sort of explained to them. If Ozzy's told them everything, but
he's
not
told him
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
I mean, this place has a 14-year-old business owner.
So, I mean, I'm going to assume that pretty much everything that Orsi knows has been blurted out to
Yeah,
his aunt
everything.
and uncle at some point.
Desmina, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Orsi has not taken a breath since he found them.
He hasn't. Whole life story.
And he says, well, I mean, orphanages are normally, my understanding is they're normally run by volunteers, and they subsist on donations.
Oh.
So if nobody's volunteering to run the place, they tend to just close down, which is bad for everybody.
We got it handled, and they sell the veggies and what?
So wise.
Mm.
So nice to have grown.
Yeah, and I mean, we pay
hills.
board to some extent.
Yeah,
Do
we
we?
totally do.
Hmm.
I mean, we're meant to. I don't know if anyone other than Vaterikas did.
My concept of time is really messed up right now.
Look, I'm just gonna give Connie a little pouch of gold. Just be like,
We don't
you
really
have
have
that.
any shortage to keep it running and all. What? Being champions and whatnot.
Yep. Gold for days. Collecting bronze.
At least enough to keep it running.
Yep.
yeah.
When Orsi mentions, gold for days and Licton bronze, Niran and Farron sort of exchange a glance, a slightly disapproving glance, you think.
Rich boy.
Rich boy who ran away from home, though.
Yeah, I did do that. I don't think I can write a letter to my dad and be like, hey, Dad, can I have some gold? I think I'm a little bit past that now.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why we've been raking it in by ourselves, bro.
Have we?
I mean,
Don't
I've
be
got
the sort to
600
be
gold in my
impressed.
pocket. What the fuck have you two been doing?
If you sent him a letter saying, "Oh well, so I'm running an orphanage,"
Oh, your dad would love that. You should write that exactly.
what do you think of that?
I don't
Is there some sort of spell that lets you see someone's face when you send them a letter?
I mean, we could scry, but
You should send him like a message with your brain.
yeah,
Because that way you'd at least hear his voice when he replies.
I don't want to. I can picture his face. I don't think he'd even reply.
You think he wouldn't? You think he wouldn't like that?
I don't think he would like it.
I think if I told me mum that I was looking after kids, she'd probably think that was grand.
If my dad heard that I had run away from a marriage to open an orphanage on another continent, he would invent new swear words.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He'd probably think you'd become a cleric as well. Just run away, become a cleric, look after the kids.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure mine would just think there's ulterior motives.
Actually, you know what? Becoming a cleric would be like the most pissing off thing I could do, so I should look into that.
There you go.
Can I tell you about a good word of brewing lark?
Such a
I have heard it, and I like it.
such a great conversation we're having.
Orsi's aunt says to Orsi, Orsi, I know you're being, flippant about this, but I'm genuinely proud of you for not just what you did to get, Niran and I out of metal prison, but it's already clear to me that you've made a big difference here. And the fact that that you are welcome to stay at an orphanage is, I think that speaks very well of you.
I think he's just blushing. He doesn't know what to say. Thanks.
Man, I bet his ears would go so pink.
They're bright red.
Yeah.
He's an all body blusher.
Mm.
And at that point, she just gives you this really big grin and says, "You have not changed."
Do go on. What are some stories about baby Orsi?
Shut up.
Yes, all of them.
Was he adorable?
No.
I think at this point she's had a bit of the wine. And
Yes.
she is
Wine auntie.
She is more than happy to divulge, and I think with that, we'll let that sort of fade away as assume you'll eventually bed down for the
fade to
night.
black with
Die of embarrassment. Yeah.
I'll wait for
Des
Dasha,
will
but I'll wait.
drunkenly dye her hair and beard and eyebrows and everything before she goes to bed.
Cool.
Oh man, what a mess in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Although I suppose we didn't grab anything really strong. If it was just ale, you're probably fine.
Yeah. Ale after like 2 weeks.
Well, that's true.
Niran and Farron are they are happy to just throw their bedrolls down in the common room, but you do remember that one of the bedrooms here is currently unoccupied.
Yeah, I mean, we put a bunch of stuff in there, but if you want to just sit there and meditate for 4 hours, you could. It's up to you.
So they're bunking down to actually do a sleep.
Or yeah, maybe you do want to sleep. If you do want to sleep, you can just have my room. It's fine. I'm just gonna just sit here in the chair and
I
eyes
guess
open.
they've sort of been awake for 26 years.
And they sort of look at each other and say, I think we would like a private room.
Yeah, you can just take my room. It's fine. I'm just gonna sit down here.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, man,
Yeah, we can
fancy
do that.
Yeah, it's the last one. It's the big one. Glow's probably got to sleep in there. Yeah, Dagmar's her.
I sleep next door to Orsi.
Share a wall.
Okay, we'll try to be...
So she's going to be playing My Chemical Romance real loud.
Yeah.
Sometimes she bumps around in there. I don't know what she's doing.
Getting cozy.
Nailing things to things.
Yeah, so it's a dwarfish thing. Don't worry about it.
And Glow has her little bed down there too, so she'll probably sleep in there.
I could have put up so many shelves.
Oh, Dagmar, you can put up the poster.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, as you're all settled down for bed and take a long rest, you notice that Dasha has not returned.
Cool. I might stick my head out then and just sort of see where they're at.
If you search around, you will find that Connie and Dasha are actually just sitting on the floor and
doing each other's nails.
They appear
Silently staring.
They appear to be having a silent conversation from their gestures, their facial expressions. They are interacting, but there are no words being spoken.
This is going to be a problem. This is...
It's getting a little bit shining for me.
I think Vatericus is smart enough to work out that Dasha must have some kind of telepathic ability.
Yeah, I think I will not intrude, but stand somewhere visible to either Connie or Dasha, whoever's sort of facing out towards the garden.
Okay. It's going to take a while, probably 10 minutes or so, before eventually one of them notices you.
That's all right.
Oh, Vatericus is going to get a message during that 10 minutes.
Sure.
Hey, Vatericus, it's Orsi. Can you get that book, please? I'll pay you back. Thanks. That's it.
As loudly as possible, I think. We'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
And when they notice you, Dasha sort of stands up, walks over, and says to you, Vatericus, thank you for bringing me here. I think I'm going to be okay. I'm just going to hang out with Connie tonight. She said we're going to work out where I stay.
Wonderful. I just didn't want you going bedless for the evening. So if you guys are figuring that out, that is fine. Did we want to catch up tomorrow then at some point? Or is your dance card full already?
You're still in the doghouse, buddy.
Dance. Dasha says, I'll find you if I need to talk. Thank you.
No worries.
I'll call you.
Have a lovely evening. And I will turn and leave.
Without the book.
Oh, is he still? He's still sitting in the
talk to
common room. Yeah, if you walk into the common room, he's just sitting there waiting.
Cool. In which case, then I will walk in without the book.
Did you get it?
No,
Why?
because I didn't talk to Connie. She and Dasha are in the middle of a thing.
I don't want to. I don't care. I
Can
want
we
to
do it tomorrow?
I don't want to
Tomorrow
deal
is
with
fine.
it. I'm tired. I'm going to
I
sit
will
down.
ask Connie for you tomorrow, but
I'm going to just sit here.
wonderful. I'm going to go upstairs. Have a lovely evening.
You too.
That is a good time for our break, I think.
Yes. I'm going to pee. Let's go.
Okay, we are going to take a short break and we will be back very soon. And we are back. Thank you for staying with us. So our heroes have bedded down after returning to common ground in Providence and finding that, not a lot of time has passed in their absence during their adventures through the River of Dreams and subsequently in the FeyWild. So, in the middle of the night, Vetericus.
Good.
You wake.
Good.
For a moment, wondering why you're awake in the middle of the night. It's not that uncommon. People often wake in the middle of the night.
Especially him.
Yeah, this is not new for Vetericus, I don't think anymore.
Historically, apparently, it was common for people to actually get up and do stuff in the middle of the night and then go back to bed. This thing of you just sleep through the night is very much a modern idea. Anyway,
who is it now?
There is a soft silvery glow in the room.
Silver.
You're going to look at the source? Or just pretend it isn't there?
Go back to bed.
Pull
I guess I'll sit up and
his
look at the
pillow
silvery glow.
over his face.
Yeah.
Like,
Not
I'm
dealing with this
busy.
tonight. Right off on
Sleeping.
time. No, I will get up and check out the source.
You see Engadon, or at least a projection of Engadon in your room. She is looking out the window. She turns to look at you as you sit on the edge of your bed, and she says, "So, here you are. You are not
My
gone.
lady.
You are not gone for long, then."
As it turns out, no.
So, we did not end that encounter on the best of terms. I do apologize for my outburst
To kill you?
at the end there. Are you well?
This is so
I
awkward.
am recovering, my lady. It was a high tension moment in all of our lives. Perfectly understandable.
Good. And what of Dasha? Is she well?
She is safe and learning what it means to exist on this plane. Well, sorry, as you are, I should say, more than anything else.
I see.
Food, sleep, other things, gossiping, all that sort of stuff.
Is she in need of guidance or assistance?
Oh, she's got that covered.
At the moment, she is well stocked on that. However, there will, I suspect, be insights that only you can provide, my lady, on how to operate in the realm of the shades.
Then, excuse me, as David clears his throat, Engadon is nowhere nearly this unglamorous.
Oh, she might be. She got that hay fever. Maybe she's on the mortal plane.
I will say, actually, as you look at her, Vetericus, you can see previously when you've seen her as a projection, she just looks like herself, but with a silvery sort of grayscale appearance. She still has that, but her hair is now floating, as her clothes, as if she's
extra ethereal.
Yeah, she's kind of ghostly. She says, "Well, if you'll tell me where she is, I could come and help her."
My lady, understandably, or perhaps, I will beg your indulgence if I do not. That is not my information to reveal. I would like to talk to Dasha before I send you to her.
She looks at you And there is you see a flash of anger on her face. And she says, "It would be unwise to defy me, Vetericus."
You are correct, my lady. But I will tell you the same thing I have told every nobleman and every courtier who has wanted my head for some slight I have caused them. Killing me is not in your best interests, my lady.
And she grins. A very broad, very disturbing smile. And she says, "My dear, my sweet, you speak to the goddess of undeath. Killing you would give me everything I need."
That's cheating.
Perhaps you would have my body, but you are not the god of lost and lonely souls, my lady.
Ooh.
And she says,
And my lost and lonely soul will only go one place. She will know what you have done, and you will lose her forever.
and she says, "What do I care for your soul? I need only what's in your mind." And she...
Well, but this is correct, my lady. I'm going to lean backwards a little as she reaches out.
Yeah, she reaches out towards you. And she actually goes to grab you by the throat. What do you do?
Rude.
Cool. I will lean back, and in so doing, really loudly knock my bed into the wall behind me.
Okay. So, just looking at the floor plan, who's...
Dags and Morsey are on either side.
And Aunt and Uncle are upstairs.
Yeah, it'll be Dagmar, and then like...
yeah. And so your bed is actually banging against a stairwell.
It is a little, so it'll echo down, hopefully.
So it still makes some sound, but you're not banging on somebody's wall. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will get... No, I will look at the passive perception of Morzod and Dagmar.
17.
Your passive perception, good grief, it really is 17. And
yeah, I should notice more stuff, I guess.
And 14
Morzod's
for
on the other
Morzod.
side of the stairwell, so unless it echoed, he probably didn't hear it.
So I think Dagmar is going to hear a bang come from, of furniture against wall coming from Vetericus's room, which in itself might not be suspicious, except he's probably
had nighttime visitors before.
Yeah, and you probably aren't used to him making noise in the middle of the night.
Because normally he sneaks out all sneaky like.
Mm-hmm.
Dags will get out of bed, grab some daggers, and go into
come in with the candle on the stick and the little nightcap.
Yeah, little nightcap and a little nightie.
Yeah.
Hair still wet with black dye dripping down her face.
Oh man, we should have it in rollers.
And she's gonna listen at the door.
Okay. Meanwhile,
because if he's just doing something, she doesn't want to burst in.
If there isn't a sock on the door handle, it's fine.
Engadon grabs Vetericus by the throat and pushes you down onto the bed and starts pushing. And it's odd because this is a projection of her that's attacking you, but you don't. The skin of her hands. It doesn't feel hot or cold. It's almost like there's just an invisible force associated with her hand that is pushing down on you. And you are immediately, you can, she is very strong.
She's killing you again.
Oh God.
And she leans down and says, very softly into your ear, "It doesn't have to end this way. You could tell me what you want, or I see you have lost much of what you were. You could be mine."
I guess through. Do I have enough windpipe to respond?
You can exhale and exhale a word or two, and that'll be it.
Weed.
Cool. I'm going to probably thump my foot on the deck, like on the ground or on the hardwood floor.
Tapping
As
out.
for the love of God, somebody get in here. And quietly exhale. Quietly exhale. Well, as loudly as possible. Exhale. Only one of you is worth following.
Ooh.
Fling open the door
her
at
with
this
my
point.
life.
Yeah. And yeah, Dagmar, you definitely heard the foot stamping on the ground, and you probably have also heard a wheeze come out of Vetericus, which is nowhere nearly as coherent as he was hoping it was going to be. And you see Vetericus pinned to the bed with the silvery projection of Engadon over him.
I am going to, in the same general action, scream bloody murder while flinging a knife at her, but not hush, because if she wants to teleport out, I'm going to let her.
Okay, I will get you to... what I'll do is I'll just put you in place.
Oh, goody. Can't wait to be killed by the death god.
Time to roll initiative, I guess.
Undead.
So
Differently
you are
alive.
outside the door. Yep, Vetericus, thank you.
Yep.
And I should still have...
Chibi Engadon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there she is.
Tiny and evil.
Yep, so... I will now drop you all into combat.
You have a map of Viddy's room for combat?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the map that we've got for common ground. Right?
Oh, yeah. There's a. Hang on.
Yep.
Let me just zoom in. Okay.
Yeah.
Super eye straino mode going on here.
And Dagmar, can you roll initiative in Foundry, please?
Yeah, okay. I'm
Morzod,
gonna take on a god by myself. I've still got wet hair.
You're not on your own.
Morzod
Vetericus
would
is there.
absolutely have heard the scrim.
right.
So how does that work?
Well, we'll see what happens after this round.
Right.
In 6 seconds.
Yep. So Dagmar does go first, and that is your throw. So please give me an attack roll.
She's very much wishing that she'd brought her bow.
Shoot Viddy in the face.
That is a 27 for
Even,
attack.
yeah, that is going to hit even a god.
Yeah, look, the damage on this one is not high. And she takes a whopping 5 points of ouch.
Okay.
Does she get sneak attack?
Probably-
Yeah,
that's
because she's
probably
engaged.
more-
That'll be
Well-
sneak attack, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen her DC. And
This is probably more ouch
Okay.
than Engadon was banking on, to be fair.
20 points of ouch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
That'll
And,
sting.
Frankly, Dagmar is screaming the entire time.
Yeah.
She wants every single person to hear what is happening.
And that...
Some of them are words, some of them are dwarven swears, and somewhere in there is crazy ex-girlfriend.
That amount of damage changes things a bit.
Goodness.
Because
Oh.
Engadon fails her concentration check. And the projection, the dagger buries itself in the side of her neck. And then the projection just doesn't blip out of existence. It disintegrates.
Does she have enough moments that you fucking what?
Yeah, she turns and screams in a sound, almost inhuman at you, Dagmar, and the last thing you see of her is this ghostly, almost death's head, screaming at you in absolute rage, and then she disappears. And Vetericus,
She looks like Aunt Helga.
I was gonna say, she reminds me of someone.
Someone should have gotten Warcaster.
and so good news, you're out of initiative. And
Frankly,
Vetericus,
Dagmar is still screaming.
yeah.
All right, Morzod does belt into the room. Then he does have a nightcap. I don't know if anyone else does, but he absolutely has one of those long caps going on.
Yeah. I think Aunt and Uncle would probably
And his
burst in
pants.
before Aussie
Yeah.
does.
He has got pants on.
Yeah, everybody.
Possibly shorts with little lizards on them.
Certainly, everyone in this wing of the building is hearing that. The aunt and uncle, within moments, are standing at the doorway, and they are just looking down, trying to get a sense of what's going on and whether they're needed.
Aussie will eventually wander up the stairs.
Now, what is it this time?
Yeah.
Dagmar, while gibbering and she's very stressed out, will enter the room and kind of pat Viddy on the side.
Why are you screaming? What happened?
Guys came back.
We had a moment with Engadon.
Again?
She was fully like choking him out.
Where did she go? Is she still here?
I stabbed her and she like screamed and left.
You stabbed a god?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Oh.
It was very cool. Well done, Dagmar.
Sorry, Aunt and Uncle. It happens a lot, actually.
At least there wasn't any lightning this time.
Can't we put like a ring of salt around the building?
Yeah, I don't know, Vatericus. Maybe we should get you some sort of like.
Is there like a ward?
I mean, hey, my friend who's arriving is an abjurer, right? He specializes in hiding magic. Maybe we could just hide you, Vatericus.
Or maybe we should put Vatericus in the amulet.
Tempting. That is tempting.
Are you okay? Did she hurt you?
So this is not the... I feel better at the end of this fight than I have at other fights.
Yeah, that's right. He's not
It's
full
all-
of holes or anything this time. That's it.
I think
Did she hurt
Well,
you
you're not
emotionally?
bleeding.
Yeah.
Dagmar got the drop on her, so thank you. I have been preserved from significant damage. Well,
What did she want?
no,
I mean, probably I could probably guess what she wanted, but like,
Yeah.
what?
she wants
So-
the obvious. But she's not getting the obvious, so
Mm.
that's fine. She's just going to foolishly keep trying to kill me.
We really need to talk about your choice in women.
It's not my choice in women.
Vatericus, you hear Engadon's voice in your head. And she simply says, do not think you have any special meaning to me. All that mattered about you is out of you now. You will be dead to me.
Cool. Can I reply? Do I get the sense that I can send a reply back?
You can try and see what happens.
Cool.
don't
In
know,
which case, then I will send back. But at the moment, I matter to her. Just wait 30 years and I'll be dead anyway.
Oh, that is so sad.
Well,
Isn't that sad? Who are you talking? Are you talking to her?
Is he saying
Yeah,
that
she's-
aloud?
She's in my head, and I don't know how to turn off message, so all of this is going back to Engadon. Yeah, she's in my head. I don't know how to stop
Yes,
it
Yeah,
or
it's not-
do.
Not easy, is it?
I
yeah.
assume it just runs for 25 words, and somewhere in there it's going to cut out.
Hold on, you're breaking up.
Well, so is this gonna keep happening? Are we gonna be?
Can we talk to one of the other terrifying people about it?
I was planning to have a chat. I really don't want to, but I think the idiot in the beard might be worth having a chat with.
That is not specific enough.
The elf with the beard, the liar.
Oh, the hot one.
Yes.
Ugh. That
Well, I like beards.
yeah,
Doing a
but
quiet motion to Orsi. Yeah, it's the beard.
he's so skinny though.
Yeah.
It's
He had them-
refreshing.
He had them pants.
He had a great
Whatever.
hat.
Look,
We're
whatever
all
floats,
just-
whatever floats your boat. All right.
I don't do anything. I just appreciate stuff.
Adventurous side chat. I love this.
Right. So what are we gonna do about this? Is this gonna keep happening forever until you die? And then what's gonna happen?
And then she really owns your ass.
And then she'll wake him
Well-
up again, and then it'll keep going.
And then you're
Yeah, but
eternally fucked.
All she'll have is my body. Like, she can't kill me in any way that matters.
Metericus, maybe you should
Just
become
physically.
a lich. What if you become a lich?
Doesn't
Oh,
that
is
just
that
play
an
into
option?
her hands? Isn't that exactly what she was just offering me? Oh, you weren't here. She did offer to give me some of her power. So
Oh, did she?
I could have become an avatar of Engadon, which would have been interesting, to be sure.
I don't
But
like
I suspect
that
I would have
plan.
been, yes, beholden to a Dark Master, and I'm not keen.
I
And he would
mean,
definitely murder us all straight up.
no, liches are independent, as far as I know. So
they're
I don't know that she'd
freelancers.
let me be an independent contractor for her. I suspect there's going to be much more control. She strikes me as a micromanager, he says, grasping at his throat.
Aunt and Uncle, you don't know any sort of anti-god magic, do you?
They look at each other and just look back at you and shake their heads.
No?
And
Okay. Suppose I should.
your Uncle Niran says, I mean, you're the wizard.
Oh yeah,
I'm-
you
Oh,
want,
cool.
like,
Yeah,
wizards,
no,
hey?
yeah, no. No pressure, no pressure, no pressure. I'll just stop a god attacking my
It'll
friend.
be fine.
I mean,
I'll have a
Dax
chat
did pretty
with
well
Izard.
just now.
Dagmar is excellent. Dagmar's ability to cast knife at a god is...
This is the only
primo.
time I've managed to be sneaky in my life, and it's only because our sweet overlord didn't ask me to roll it.
Well,
There's got to be an Abjura up at the college. I'll have a chat to Izard tomorrow, and we'll get this sorted.
I mean, are you gonna tell Dasha about this?
I am when I see her tomorrow morning.
Can't Dasha just tell her to fuck off? Right.
I don't think she respects
I would-
boundaries.
I would rather not force Dasha to have to interact with her. That was kind of what kicked off this whole thing.
Yep. Fair enough.
But we shall see.
Should someone stay?
Viteris,
Vitericus?
maybe you shouldn't sleep by yourself anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't sleep as much as you do. I can just stand in the corner for 4 hours if you want me
Now,
to.
there's a choice. Do you wanna bunk down with the other teenage girl, or roll into the bro bed with Morzod?
But
Would you be the big spoon or the little spoon? Like
I can make a bubble. Bubble.
because
Bubble is tempting.
see, the thing for Star Trek fans, my head is going to Picard trying to sleep on the Klingon ship with Data just standing there staring, and Picard sort of going, trying to act as though it's not making him uncomfortable because Data doesn't sleep.
I can sleep with my eyes open.
That makes it so much better. Super helpful. Like, it's an open pair of eyes. Really helpful. Thank you.
I would certainly feel more comfortable if you had a sleep chaperone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Glow could watch you.
Well, look,
They
Aussie,
probably
you're...
are going to suggest that he bro up with Morzod.
That is tempting. That is very tempting, actually. Morzod, how warm is your room?
Very, because we got them hot rocks, and I've got a whole bunch of furs. I mean, I don't sleep in a bed like you lot, but I mean, it's comfy.
Not gonna lie, I'm a bit of a cold sleeper, so I might actually go downstairs and, Aussie, if you promise not to just stare at me the whole time, I will roll my swag out and sleep down there for the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
I would like to take Morzod up on the offer of sleeping on his floor because I just stabbed a god in the neck.
Fair. That's
And
fair.
He was real mad about it.
Maybe we all should sleep in a bubble. Bubble's probably not going to stop a god.
Safe for everyone.
Safety bubble.
It's alright, well, I'll just pair up. It'll be
Safety bubble.
fine-ish.
That's literally what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put that in a pop out on the video so that people can see that.
I think Aussie's already gotten his 4 hours in, so yeah, he is just going to spend the next 4 hours staring at Vitericus while he sleeps.
Perfect. Can I just stick my head outside real quick and see what the lay of the land is in the rest of Common Ground?
Yep, you stick your head out the window and Engadon chops it off. No, she doesn't.
Perfect.
Wow, campaign over. Good job, guys.
New character, let's go.
And where are you trying to
No, I
look?
have any.
Into the courtyard of Common Ground or outside?
Mostly into the courtyard and just around to make sure that there's if there's anything obviously wrong, a small rising tide of blood is erupting from the children's end of the orphanage.
Okay.
Or things like that.
Give
God,
me.
you can't just ask about that. They're young girls.
It is. Give me a perception check with disadvantage because it is the middle of the night.
And he has no dark vision.
17.
Hey.
17. You do not see blood pouring out of the windows. You do not hear screams. It all seems calm so far.
Cool. Seems calm so far.
There are eldritch noises, but they're actually just watching Supernatural down there. It's fine.
Excellent. Well, that being the case, then I will roll out my swag and ask Ozzy to keep an eye on like the grounds.
You hear
as well as me.
You hear one thing. It sounds like the laughter of a teenage girl.
Aww.
Okay, well that's cool.
Sleepover.
I can take that as everything else is fine, and I have just had a near-death experience, but Dasha is probably fine.
It's all right. I'll have Glow do rounds of the outside. Yeah. She's now.
Glow, looks at you for a moment. You get the impression that Glow, sort of had plans. She does things while you meditate.
Plans? What kind of plans could you possibly have? You're an owl.
And she says, yes, I want to be an owl.
You're an owl, so go fly around at night and look, see if there's any giant
pellet.
Just keep notes.
Amalgam. Look out for giant death dragons in the sky.
I should point out that Glow now just looks like a regular burrowing owl again, rather than FeyWild creature.
Ozzy is delighted.
And Glow rolls, you think she rolls her eyes, except they're great big discs of glowing yellow. So it's hard to tell.
If there was any bird that could show you that they were rolling their eyes, probably an owl would be.
She is so sassy.
And,
is she a teenage girl too? I guess she is.
Oh, she's probably older than Time Uncounted, yeah.
Yeah, she could be a million years old for all I know. I have no idea.
And
she's got a...
flies off through the window.
She'll let me know if there's anything untoward. Maybe.
Wonderful. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Okay, I'm gonna go spoon a lizard.
Oh man, actually, yeah, just falling asleep and waking up with Barry on you because you're probably warmer than many things in the room.
I assume dwarves run at a high body temperature.
Yeah, they probably would.
It's gonna be a warm room.
It's absolutely. You'd probably crack the window,
Okay, I will get
human.
perception checks from anyone keeping watch, including Glow.
So Glow, because can you make a perception check to see what Vitericus does in his sleep?
I'm imagining Ozzy standing there going, God, look at him. What if he dies? What if he dies right now?
Yeah. He's just like when you really love your pet and you're just like, oh no, man, they're gonna die in 12 years. Like, what am I gonna do?
I don't even know. Like, what if he dies tonight? Like, I mean, do humans do
16,
that?
17. So Glow got an 18.
Okay.
And Orsi, staring at Vitericus, got a 20. Cool.
Okay. So Glow is momentarily distracted by more laughter and flies down and finds Connie and Dasha are actually smiling and laughing and having a good time.
Sleepover.
Cute.
And it is the first time that, certainly the first time Glow, or indeed any of you, would have seen Dasha seemingly happy. And if Orsi is looking through Glow's eyes at this moment, I'll say that he is because I'd like Orsi to see this. Yeah. He will see that this is actually the happiest Connie has looked since the siege of the city. She's suddenly looking like just a kid again who's having a fun time.
Good.
Very sweet. He will make a note to tell Vitericus that.
Or
he might wake him up. I haven't decided yet.
And I think Orsi, having decided, okay, there's not much going on else out there, switches his attention back to Vitericus through his own eyes. And with a 20, Vitericus, what do you think Orsi sees?
Am I still having nightmares? Or have they sort of gone with Dasha?
You're
having that one where your teeth fall out.
You're probably having just normal human nightmares.
Yeah, cool. So I think this is probably the solidest, even with an interruption to be almost murdered by a god. This is the soundest Vitericus has slept in a while.
He's dreaming. Look at his little feet.
Basically, right? Like the occasional kick.
He's running in his
Um,
dreams.
He's chasing rabbits.
I wake up once with like, you know, that falling dream where you like wake yourself with like a full body like bunk.
Oh, and you
Yeah.
went.
Or
That
so you
happens
probably
once.
jump, yeah, like
Onto a hardwood floor.
I was
so,
I
like,
was doing that in the hospital with my back pain, and that was something.
Roll
Oh.
d20 for me, please.
oh fun. How dead am I? That's a 9.
9. You do indeed fall out of bed and hit the ground.
Wasn't he on the floor?
oh, he's on the ground.
I was gonna say I'm on the ground in my swag, so that's okay.
Damn, that would have been so
dang
much
it.
more fun. Oh well.
Yeah.
I've done that. I've actually
If he had a stretcher, then he
in
could
a
fall out of it.
dream, I've actually dodged out of the way of something coming at me to find that I had actually rolled out of bed to do so and slam right into the floor.
Oh,
At least you haven't done the one where you dream you're eating a giant marshmallow and you're getting your pillows gone.
yeah, okay, let's see.
It's true, I've not had that one.
Yeah. Until
Yes.
Is that just me?
until sunrise, he's just gonna probably like take notes and then watch him.
Cool.
Cool.
But nothing else happens that night and passes without further incident. The sun rises.
It hasn't ended. Fantastic.
The world has not ended. Wouldn't surprise me if some of you are hoping to sleep in this morning. But Orsi will see the light coming in through the window. Will probably be the first to have an opportunity to act. What do you do this morning?
Wake up Vitericus immediately.
Cool. I don't know that I was planning to sleep in terribly. I probably wake up earlier than I was planning to, but not miles earlier.
Just gotta wake up,
Yeah.
wake up. Sun's up, sun's up. Come on.
Coffee? Do you need a coffee? I need a coffee.
I would love a coffee.
Wonderful. So I'm going to stumble over to the stove. Forget that I don't have heat metal anymore as a spell, and I'm going to try and heat the stove with heat metal.
I was just
Come
gonna
on.
watch.
Come on.
Nothing happens.
Vitericus. Yeah. Do you want me to teach you some magic?
Only if you can teach it to me in the next like 30 seconds, and the spell is instant coffee.
Is
Well-
there a summon instant coffee?
I mean,
Warzone has summon instant coffee now, but
yeah, you might be out of luck on that one. Now, why don't you let me?
Be my guest.
No, Orsi will make coffee. I'm sure he doesn't know. I'm sure he doesn't know how.
Will Vitericus correct Orsi?
Yeah, but not like a you idiot, you're doing it wrong. More in a here's how you actually make a good coffee.
We have servants back home who do it for us.
I know, but like you don't have servants here, so let's learn to make coffee the right way here.
We have
that when
more
you go home-
Zord.
You can yell at your servants to tell them to make it the way you like it, rather than the way they like it.
Oh, that is very tempting. I do like yelling at people.
You don't want them dictating your tastes, do you?
No.
Common peasantry. Like
I don't like the way that you appeal to my noble nature in this way. It's very manipulative, Vitericus.
force of habit, and I haven't had coffee yet.
Now I'm catching on to your game.
You are. This is impressive.
6 months later or whatever, sure.
1 month later.
Yeah.
it's only been a week, right?
Well, once the others are up, I suppose we should eat and then go see Izud.
Yep. There's breakfast, there's coffee. Do any of you want to accomplish anything this morning before going to see Izod?
I see the wizard.
Dagmar wants to read her wanted poster properly. Does it say anything different to last time?
It now basically just has a few annotations where might be in disguise, might have been possibly bewitched.
Bewitched.
Yeah. And the reward has been doubled.
20,000.
Is that all you're worth?
At
How embarrassing.
least I don't have the $10,000 one. That would be.
Oh, you should find one. You can have them go up.
Oh yeah, actually no, that would be nice. I could like wallpaper my room.
Yeah, rarity.
20,000 would help the orphanage.
Are you suggesting we hand Dagmar it?
I would
Well,
no
is
longer
it-
be in it.
Is it for you specifically, or for information that, like, related to you?
Isn't it like dead or alive or something?
It says very much alive.
All right, very much alive.
Yeah, returned safely to her family, alive. We are concerned for her physical and mental well-being.
So
Right,
we
they just told that shifty tracker guy.
Right. So what shifty tracker guy?
Yeah, that guy we all saw in that dream, that shared trauma dream we had in the river of horror.
He was a tracker, a fixer.
He was a fixer. He just does all the stuff that my parents want done, but like on the DL.
Do you know him?
I know of him.
And he's after you?
I assumed that's what they were talking about.
So is he gonna find us?
I mean, you're the wizard who has potentially bewitched me.
Why? Why isn't everything coming down to you're the wizard?
I don't have magic. I couldn't possibly have bewitched her. I am a simple bard.
Vatericus is just some guy, and Morzod's a cleric, and they don't do that.
The biggest
Maybe you've
spell
bewitched all
I
of us.
have, I absolutely have not. You've met me. I have a horrible personality.
Or has Morzod been the villain this whole time and is playing the long game?
Are you implying that I'm like Sith Jar Jar Binks or something? Because I'm not sure how I feel about that.
The biggest
That's
spell I
absolutely
have
what
is
it's like.
a magic door. That's all I got.
In the background, by the way, Morzod has kind of slouched downstairs. He looks mostly asleep, and for anyone who's paying attention, he actually verbally asks the stove for a cup of tea.
Oh, bless.
It's not Morzod. It's not enchanted. You can't.
And then he sort of looks at it and he goes, right.
There's coffee if you need coffee.
We could have a stove enchanted at some point.
Sorry, did I keep you up
just
with
tea Earl Grey
my
hot, by the way?
dwarven snoring?
I think the death god trying to, kill the
That was stressful.
terrorists.
Weirdly, I slept like a baby after that happened.
So did Vatericus.
great,
It was
right?
so cute when you're asleep, Vatericus. You all sorts of little hand movements and you kick your little feet. You're like a little rabbit.
That is cute.
You're
That's
right.
weird.
Glad I was able to provide some entertainment for the evening.
4 entire hours. It was wonderful.
Did Glow see anything, like, more useful?
Oh, she did actually, now that you mention it. Dasha and Connie have been getting along like a house on fire. Touch
Huh.
wood.
Wonderful.
Yeah, they were laughing. Looks like they were having a little sleepover or something. Connie hasn't looked like that since, before Desmina exploded. Touch wood.
Touching a lot of wood there.
I just feel like I shouldn't speak things into existence.
That seems wise.
I am the bewitching wizard after all.
This is true. Who knows what powers you
admits it.
have with your words?
Yeah, see?
Quick, let's go turn him in.
But more to your point, I don't think you
Oh,
can claim 20
right.
grand just
No.
by giving them dud info.
Maybe we could give
Maybe
you
we
them...
should think about giving them dud info.
Right? I could talk them into at least half
I was thinking that
with
we
information
actually...
of your death.
We could actually just hand in
yes.
Dagmar, get the reward, and then break Dagmar back out again.
Oh, I don't like that plan.
Didn't we have this
also tempting.
discussion about like disguising someone as her or something?
Oh, handing in a dummy.
We'll do something like that.
Oh, we could bewitch them into thinking they're Dagmar, and then they think they have Dagmar, they think they're Dagmar, and then bam, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Maybe we could do one of them things like that hag did.
Oh, a homunculus or something like that.
Is that what it was?
That would work.
See, we
That
should've
was
kept
probably
Silver
some-
Pen.
That was probably some nasty magic, though. You have to turn into snot or whatever.
No, I mean, I'm definitely sure there's wizards who do it that aren't hags, but I don't know any.
Maybe we should see if there's anyone who wants to go be like a dwarf lady married to a super boring dwarf dude. I mean,
And be
it'd
rich.
a really nice and be super rich. He is crazy rich.
Super rich.
Yeah.
Should be
You
walk
could-
and talk.
You could hold auditions.
We're taking our coffees to go, and we're heading up to Caesar.
Cool. I'm
Okay.
gonna just check in on Connie and Dasha before I go, but I'd imagine they're probably sleeping in.
They are sleeping.
Cool.
Oh,
But-
Do
well-
they braid each other's hair?
They're probably up till all hours.
The door to what is now essentially Connie's bedroom is locked.
Cool.
And
I
there's a
will
little
write
sign
a
that
quick
says
note.
"No boys allowed."
I'll just write a quick note saying have gone up to Ezid's to debrief on last adventure. Should probably chat when I get back.
Bacon on the stove.
And I'll sign it with a fairly flourishy V and staple it to one of the pillars downstairs.
Cool.
That's fairly obvious.
Fantasy staple.
Yeah, well.
That big cartoon nail.
Attack, yeah.
Sit there with a mallet and wake him up.
While we walk, can we see the harbor? Is it like, can we like see the ocean? Are we on a little bit of a raised up bit, or?
Not from where you are. No, you would
Okay.
not be able to see the ocean.
Right. Just want to see if there's any like other ships. I guess we haven't been gone at all,
No.
so the ships should still be in the harbor, right?
Unless something has suddenly changed,
Mm.
The ships from the various factions will still be in the harbor.
Well, Silverfin's not coming back. Was he a huge political figure? I don't think so.
I mean, didn't
He
he
didn't
just
want to
like
be, for sure.
run off because of his whole "I don't want to be the guy" thing?
Well, now isn't there a void of power now? What are we gonna? Why do I care? What are we gonna do?
There are
What
other
is-
clerics. They'll elect another chief
What's
one or
the-
whatever he was.
No, not the Desmina clerics, like the politicians.
I mean, wasn't Mozart
they-
already filling
they-
it?
Morzor
they-
was one, yeah.
Mozart.
They picked me up because he didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what's Morzord? Are you a politician now?
Yeah.
You should go politic.
Do I have to
They're
put
going to be
them?
expecting you, right?
Do I have to put them fancy pants on again?
You're gonna have to put the fancy pants on again. I'm sorry.
You
Yeah.
look so nice in those.
Morzod, you
Okay.
know that they will generally. The idea is they will inform you when they need your assistance on something, on a decision.
We should just go and unannounce.
Yeah,
I
tell
think-
them
yeah.
that orphanages should be run by like the city, because it seems bullshit that they're not, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a publicly funded thing that should happen.
Yeah, I mean, technically it is publicly funded by volunteers and unpaid workers, and it should be not that way. But also
Yeah.
that way.
And by people buying carrots.
Also that.
Indeed.
Mhm.
Are we going up to Ezid first, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, unless
was
anyone had
the
anything to do along the way.
On the way up, I'm going to duck into Sarbe's real quick
Mhm.
and line up the secret stuff that I messaged you about a while ago.
Cool. I actually need to double check my notes, but
DM frantically checks his
Yeah.
private messages.
No rush. We can sort that much later. But
yes. I remember. Yeah. Yes, she/they are. There is a lot of. How are we going to do that? But yes, they're quite happy.
Probably
to
really
give it a shot.
excited about it.
Yeah.
excellent. So yes, we can line that up in between sessions. But that's the only thing I've got to do on the way up.
Cool. Okay.
Right, off to see the wizard. Oh, Auntie and Uncle are coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have not seen them this morning.
Has anyone seen my aunt and uncle?
No.
But-
Do
Same
you
like
need to go
this-
back for them?
Unless you actually looked inside your room,
Yeah. I assume we did that before.
they were still sleeping. They were
They're teenagers.
they were just in each other's arms in bed.
Oh.
Oh, I feel really weird. Should
Yeah,
we wake them
man.
up?
You're gonna have to do laundry.
I mean,
Can you not?
you always do when you've had guests anyway, don't you?
One would hope, right?
Ideally.
I have people do laundry for me. Glow, go
Not anymore.
go wake them up. But it's just gonna do that.
Moments later, you hear a scream as from your aunt.
Like a bad scream or just a
An owl is attacking me. Scream.
It's basically a scream followed by glow.
oh, no.
Hey, she woke him up. Or she's gonna bite me after this.
Maybe Glow just gifted them a morning pellet.
Glow flies back and seems rather pleased with herself.
Good job. Taught you well.
So, yep, they will ask you to wait a moment. They'll get dressed and follow you, accompany you to Izard's.
Right.
You'll find him in his security office in the Coruscant Academy.
I was really hoping the next words out of your mouth were going to be dressing gown, but
Oh, we're all thinking about the bubble bath.
yeah, boy.
I assume you're happy for your aunt and uncle to be part of your meeting with Izard.
Yeah, I mean, they know everything anyway.
Yeah.
What's the security risk Lipton brought over here?
So he will. There will be a moment where he protests, but once you explain who they are, he's happy for them to come in, and he will basically say, "Oh well, I got the impression from your message you were going to be. You might have been a bit longer than that, but FeyWild is fickle, is it not? So welcome back. How did it go?"
Good and bad.
Yes, I do not see your quarry with you.
Oh fuck! I forgot about Silverfin again. Right, Terrorist, why don't you explain what happened?
Sure. Good news, Silverfin's alive. Bad news, had a crisis of faith. Good news, potentially found a new faith. Bad news means he's going to go and live with Nested Clathy for a bit.
In Feywilds.
Mm-hmm.
On an island.
We did save his life, though.
Yeah,
Island full of birds, yeah.
a lot of birds.
He was gearing to be super dead.
Good news, potential room for promotion in the organization. Bad news, maybe a little bit of a power vacuum.
Also, the guy that Silverfin went in to save did get eaten by a tree.
Mm-hmm.
That was previous to us. We had nothing to do with that.
Good news,
Yes.
we found him though.
Eaten by
We
a
found
tree.
his- Bad news is it was his
Don't forget,
remains.
Vitergus was nearly eaten by the
We
tree.
almost got eaten by a tree as well, yeah.
Yeah.
This is. I'll need a few details about that for the family.
Real gory. Like roots up into his skin, sucked all the nutrients out. Like, how detailed do you really want here, Izard? The man
Pretty
killed a
bad.
tree.
He got eaten by
He says
Also,
when
Did they describe that? It just tried to bury you.
Izard says when you say eaten by a tree, it does not easily conjure an image of how he passed. If you could just explain what kind of tree it was and how it eats people.
It was
think we
big,
should
and the
be-
roots grabbed him.
It
We should
pretended to
say-
be a unicorn. It did that.
We
Did
should-
briefly, yeah.
We should just say that there was an angry tree that it planted him real deep.
Accident.
Yeah.
There was an accident involving a tree.
In the
Misadventure in the
Feywild.
Feywild. Yeah.
Misadventure in the Feywild involving a tree. An evil tree, a monstrous tree.
I don't think
it
it was
was- it
evil.
was-
Hungry tree.
It was real nasty.
I mean,
Hungry.
can you assign morality to a tree?
It was trying to kill us.
Yeah, but so would a tiger, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't like that either.
Well, tiger's not evil because it wants to eat you, is it? It's just hungry.
Oh, all right, it was a hungry tree then.
Exact hungering tree. Is that what they're called?
Predatory tree. Let's say predatory tree.
Predatory native flora.
Yeah, predatory flora.
It says, okay.
And the kid
Okay.
lost his memory because he also walked through a cave of some strange shit.
It says,
Okay, yeah.
okay,
I don't
so
think we should
something.
talk about that bit.
All right, so the father
Mhm.
is dead, and the
Yep.
son lost his memory on returning from the Feywild.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Because he does that.
I've got some time in my schedule this afternoon. I'll have a word with the mother about it. Thank you for sorting that out. It's a shame we couldn't do anything else for them, but
I mean,
just knowing should be better than not knowing, I hope.
Kind of feels like you should compensate the family.
The family.
I don't know. And us.
Yeah.
there was a blood lake, Izud. It was bad. Hey, I found my aunt and uncle, though, which is really great.
He says, I'm not sure about compensating the family. Certainly that is not that would not be our job in the academy. The city, maybe, if it was shown to be the city's fault, but
they should have put up some tape or something around that crater.
I mean, if you think about it literally, the city kind of ate him.
He looks at Morzod and says, Master Morzod, perhaps this is a matter you should take up with your fellow councillors if it is of concern to you.
I mean, if they call me up again, I can mention it.
He says, I no doubt they will. In fact, I got the impression that they might have more for you later today, but we'll see. And he then goes on, okay, now, can you please, I would be curious to know more about this city in the clouds.
Yeah.
And this is when your aunt and uncle immediately start talking, and you can sort of fill in the details, and by the end of it, it is actually managed to settle down from chief of security mode into just a magic user who likes learning about, a lost civilization. He's actually just
nerding.
And by the end of it, he says that is incredible. And
yeah,
I mean, that is astonishing. Well, and you said you found some artifacts in there.
Yeah.
Anything dangerous enough that you think the academy should look after it?
We fought a hag.
Oh.
I got a vial of her blood, and we found a cool helmet.
Stuff was just like, covered in snot.
It was just a bunch of trash inside of her cave, right? Like, it was just stuff.
Yeah, she was a real
trophies
hoarder of junk.
Apparently, she incited a couple of wars.
And that rock that really nearly killed Vidi.
The rock that nearly killed Viterica.
The trap. The cloud kill trap.
Oh!
Expirating like blood and bits of my esophagus.
I forgot about that.
That was nasty.
That was pleasant.
Pretty funny.
Let me tell you, Izod, if there's anything nasty that's going to happen to someone, it's usually Vidi.
He says,
there's like a canary in the mine, this guy.
Good. I'm not sure whether it means it's good to keep him nearby or not, though.
Both.
Canary in the mine, right? Like,
I mean, we always know where the really dangerous stuff is. Attached to his face,
Does tend to go to me first.
I mean, other than that.
You remember them spiders, right?
And can I, but I would like to get, I feel like Orsi, Dagmar, and Viterica are deceiving Izard, and I feel like Morzod's probably just forgetting.
Look, Morzod doesn't have much to add to any of this, really.
So deception from the three of you, please, about there being nothing else of interest in there.
22.
Deception? I don't even know where it is.
It's under D.
Yep,
under D. ABC deception.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, not bad. 12.
Hey, 19.
What's up? We lied.
This, because it was a group check, so it's going to be an average of how well you all did.
For Helga.
I mean, I'll get him to do an insight check anyway, because he could roll extremely well. He says, okay, that's good then.
I can give you the helmet if you want it. It makes your eyes turn red.
If it don't think it's going to cause a lot of damage or harm in the wrong person's hands, then you might as well keep it or even sell it if you want. Yeah, I know I've not been able to compensate you financially for this, so you might as well take it as some small compensation for what turned into a much larger adventure than I was expecting. So I'm sorry about that.
All right, nearly done.
I will say that I'm speaking to our new headmaster.
Ooh, a new headmaster.
Yeah, well, our acting headmaster until the new one arrives.
You are getting a new one.
Eventually, that is the hope. I'm hoping that in my position, we might be able to offer financial compensation for dangerous artifacts brought to us, but I'll keep you appraised on how that goes, because that sounds very much down your alley.
Yeah, sounds good, right, guys? Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds
finding
better
dangerous
than
things
this.
is what we're usually doing.
Kind of run into them anyway.
Mm.
He says,
Would you happen to know where, just really quick, where Zarasi is?
He says, they are still, as I understand it, they are still a bit north of the city. They actually set up a camp so they can continue examining the bomber.
Right, okay. Good.
Dagmar is going to look at Morzy and kind of nod towards Ezid, hoping that Morzod remembers that we established that Morzod is probably the only person who can ask him what he meant by awkward situation.
Yeah, look, Isa, sorry again for the weird timing on the message. We had no idea what time had passed while we was in there. I wasn't too awkward. What was culture?
He says, no, I was just, I was speaking to someone, and I had to, ask them to wait for a moment.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry.
No, you couldn't have known. That's all right.
Insight.
Yep. Insight check, please.
From everybody.
Everybody inside check him.
25 from
We're all
Vitericus.
thinking real hard.
I mean, 12. Vitericus obviously wins.
14.
I've got a +4 on insight. What the actual fuck?
You had wisdom, man. You're a cleric.
Only a 7 though. I mean, Mozart doesn't know.
Everyone but Vitericus is
Yeah.
just like, blah, blah, blah.
So, Vitericus, speaking to someone, you think someone very special to him, or someone
no.
who could become very special to him.
Oh no.
My smile will deepen a little, but I won't say anything.
Oh man, we're gonna hear about that once we step out of the office.
And he says, well, if that's everything, I should probably get back to work. Is there anything else I can do for the four of you, or the two of you, he says to your aunt and uncle.
I'm good.
Oh well, it's just let us know if you need any more FeyWilds
checked,
explored, or polls.
I mean, I've got stuff I need to do. So
lost kids.
All right, will do. I mean, a few things on my mind at the moment, and I'll go over the books.
He's real busy.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll get back to work. Thank you very much for seeing me, and thank you for sorting this matter out so quickly, even if it wasn't so quick for you.
Sure didn't feel like that.
No.
Yeah, cool.
Everybody has a 400-yard stare for a moment.
No one was talking about the where money traumatized.
He's just thinking, ooh, yeah, traumatized.
No one talk about it. No one's going to talk about it.
Yeah. Like this awkward silence there at the end. When we walk out, I'm going to say, hey, actually, did we want to tell Ezid about why Mercer's Pass is the way Mercer's Pass is?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not?
That seems relevant.
I mean, it seems pretty important. Just don't say, whose name.
And it's not like you can, right? If you try, you'll just like vomit everywhere.
I can write it down, but it's a bit of a mess.
Maybe don't. Maybe we can.
Maybe we sit on it for now.
You do remember, as part of the explanation that Feynothman gave, that there's a general sense that the more people know about the dead god, the stronger the dead god might become.
We don't have to even mention the dead god. I mean, it seems like the Blood Lake is... We could just say that the Blood Lake kind of leaks into Mercer's Pass or something.
Yeah.
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 Never mind. Forget I said anything. Let's sit on it for now. And if it becomes relevant, we'll bring it up.
All right. Off we go.
Okay. Where to next?
I mean, that was on my errands.
Yeah, we're sort of done.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've kind of got stuff I have to do elsewhere, if I'm honest. Like elsewhere.
I think with that, that is where we will end tonight's session, with everyone pondering what exactly Orsi means by that. So we will be back in a week's time. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.